Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 2 of the Under-16 tournament. I am not the voice you heard the first round, though he is still here.
Yeah, I am still here. I am being joined by Chris Doyles in the booth right now, and we are looking at a Jund Walker's matchup versus an Izzet Artifacts.
Jund Walker's a deck that I personally am very fond of. I've been having a ton of success with that over the last month or two.
Not just a ton of success, if I remember correctly. You got, what, 5 wins under your belt right now?
With Jund Walker specifically, 2 big wins.
Yeah, 2 big wins. But
And Jund monsters before that.
yes.
But Jund decks in general have been doing me very good in the past few months.
Yes. But it looks like this one has met its match with a turn 2 install artifact on an Ornithopter.
Yeah, although it looks like Matthew, lucky enough, has the answer. He does have the Abrupt Decay for the Ornithopter, which is very fortunate for him, as he was under a lot of pressure early on from that.
Now, I did dabble with the artifact deck, and I noticed that if you do have the opening hand of either Darksteel, Citadel, or Ornithopter, it's just explosive.
Oh, it absolutely. This deck can pump out a massive amount of damage from quite literally out of nowhere. This is the standard format, by the way.
Yes, it is. It is a standard tournament format.
And here's actually one of the more dangerous cards in the deck, in the Generator Servant, powering out, scuttling Doom engines and such things.
Now, when you sack it, it gives a creature haste. If you use a 2 mana for a creature, it gives a creature haste, which is huge.
Yeah. Being able to play the Doom engine and then immediately attack with it is an extremely scary prospect.
Yes. Now, he does. It looks like he does have the scuttling in hand. So, here it goes.
And, well,
this is going to be a very quick game 1, I think.
Matthew is under a lot of pressure here. He took the early hit from the Insol artifact, knocked him down really low. I mean,
he did shock himself to play that Kiritid on turn 2.
He did, yeah.
So I think that was probably the biggest hit he could have taken.
Yeah, well, it is 100% correct. I mean, and it is something that you find yourself doing a lot in this deck, because the mana base is so greedy. I mean, in the version that I play, I've been playing the version that Jeff Hoogland has popularized with Goblin Rabblemaster in it.
Yes.
That deck plays 2 lands that come in untapped that don't cost you life to use for colored mana.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gerry has had what's known as the Nutter Butters, as it were. It's pretty...
The God Hand, basically, is what I like to call it.
It'd be pretty hard to stack this up any better than it has happened.
Even after someone cutting the deck for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if Matthew shocks to 5 here, he is just dead, because he has no way to remove that Doom engine then.
If he shocks himself to 5, if that is a Vraska in hand and he does play it to get rid of that scuttling Doom engine, he's still dead.
Exactly. The trigger from the Doom engine will just kill him.
Yep.
It looks like he's going to go for Xenagos. Does the Doom engine have trample?
No, it does not. However, it cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less.
Okay, so Matthew is quite literally just dead.
Yes, he is. He is quite literally just dead. Now, he could fall... Now, here's the thing, though.
Okay.
Gerry could not see this and go for the Xenagos instead, but he has been playing pretty smart when I saw him last. He will probably just end it there.
Okay, so Matthew is quite literally just dead. Yeah, so I think Matthew is basically just playing to the out of my opponent making a mistake.
Yes.
Which...
As of right now.
Which comes up more often than not than you would...
Oh, it comes up a lot more often than you would believe.
Yeah. And I like to follow the...
And there it is.
Yeah, he says attack for 6. This is Golgari Charm. Doesn't do anything right now.
No, it's destroy target enchantment, -1/-1, or what's the last one?
It either, or regenerate your creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, so he basically is like saying, play it, okay, I'm still dead.
Yeah.
So Gerry Harris-Bank is going to take a very quick game number 1 over Matthew Tobin here with demonstrating that if you can draw well with this artifact deck, it is a very powerful beast.
Exactly. Now, hitting a Generator Servant unanswered into a Scuttling Doom Engine was pretty much the game ender right there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's... that's going to be hard to beat no matter what you do. And Nathan, yes, I thank you for pointing out the echo. We are aware of that on our end. It's been a consistent problem that we have never been able to fix with the dual headset
No,
setup.
we've never been able to properly fix this.
So hopefully it's not too bad. We will do our best to reduce it as much as possible.
And we'd also like to apologize for anyone getting too much feedback from the echo.
Yeah. The fortunate thing is that these new headsets that you and I are using right now are a very good noise canceling headsets. So it's like they don't usually pick up background noise, but they will pick up our voice echoes sometimes.
Well, we're less than 4 feet away from each other, but like if you look around, we have a lot of other players here today. It's going to be 5 rounds, cutting top 8.
Yeah.
And
how many players today?
I believe it's 12 tables and a bye, so that would be 20.
That would mean if it's 12 tables and a bye, is what, 25 players?
Yep, 25 players.
That is a very, very good turnout.
Very big turnout, especially for this under 16 tournament, which has been consistent. Like over the past 2 months, I believe 16.
Over the summer, it has gone. I think we had one at like 9 players. We had another at 16.
Yes, that's the one I heard about. But this is an amazing turnout, especially for like just after school starting. Like over the past 2 months.
No, well, see, that's why they all came down. They're just like, see, if I was home, I'd be getting harassed to do homework, so I'm gonna go play Magic instead.
That's the case with me right now.
I can commend it greatly. Now, me, I'm here because the weekend is the 2 days that I have off work. So
very true. The weekend is coincidentally also the only 2 days I have off of school as well.
Yeah.
I tell you, taking 7 years from school, you need a weekend.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I've been out of school now for about a year or so, and I'm planning to go back in a year's time, and I'm kind of a little bit like it's gonna
on the fence.
suck.
It's gonna suck.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's not Magic. This is Magic.
This is Magic.
So the sideboarding, we don't have deck lists, of course, as this is not actually a competitive REL event, so we don't have deck lists. But based on personal experience with John Walker's deck, there are a few cards that it generally plays that Matthew could take advantage of. The most prominent one to me is Thoughtseize.
Yes.
I
do know that he is running, I think, Thoughtseize in the main and in the board to make up the full grip.
Okay.
I also know that he's playing Putrefy.
Putrefy is very good in this matchup.
It is.
Kills the artifacts, kills the big dumb creatures.
It does.
Very, 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 very good utility. And actually, one example of its side utility that I've seen that's really good with the artifact. Doesn't come up often.
Yes.
But I did manage to snag a controlled X Elixir of Immortality with it.
Yes. Now, that is a good question, Nathan. It is always standard because a lot of these kids can't afford modern decks.
Yeah, for a very good reason.
Obviously.
Modern is expensive.
Extremely.
There are some here that do play it. I mean, one or two tend to borrow decks often. One of them actually does have his own.
Yeah, our previous match, Chris Hodder actually managed to just finish his own Tron deck.
Yes, exactly. So he now has a full modern deck.
Yes.
So it's not unheard of.
No, it's not unheard of, but I'd say as of right now, we're not going to get enough interest in it unless
for the benefit of the younger players, standard is a lot easier to get into. There's a lot less like complexity.
Yeah, and considering the minimal range of cards you can use,
yeah,
it's much easier to understand.
Exactly, and it makes deck building a bit easier. Like,
it does.
Like you sit down and try to brew in Modern, and it is it is a task and a half.
Now, get back to me in a year when you've actually figured out how to brew in Modern, and then we'll talk. And even then, it's iffy.
Yeah.
Looks like both of them are trying to resolve their 7s.
Yeah, it looks like Gerry's on a one-lander here, so I'd kind of be surprised if he kept, but it looks like he's going to. Maybe I missaw. But I think he's on a one-lander.
Yeah.
Like, just on the basic island.
Basic island.
Basic island, Cloudfin Raptor.
And Ornithawk.
Oh, maybe this is why he kept.
Yeah, that is probably why he kept. No, he did not hit a land off the draw.
Okay, there's the Thoughtseize off the top for Matthew Tobin, so...
We're going to see what...
see if he orders this correctly here. Okay, well, it looks like he's going to go with the Land War Waste. Alright, so, I thought I saw Scryland in his hand, but what I mean by
that's an Urborg.
He does have an Urborg. Yes, he does also have an Urborg. You are correct. Anyway, but what I was saying was the ordering thing with the Thoughtseize and Scrylands
Yes.
is something that not a lot of players actually take into consideration, but I find it so valuable to get the information first before playing your Scryland.
Yeah. It looks like he is going to Abrupt Decay instead of Thoughtseize. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, this removes the threat from the board here. If he has any kind of read that Gerry is on a landlight hand, which, I mean, there's no way to tell on turn 1. But,
Yeah, but there's a way.
this play will work out for him in the long run, I think.
It will. However, I believe now he knows where Gerry just missed his land drop and shift the turn back.
The interesting thing is here, though, that this situation actually makes Gerry a little bit more resilient to this Thoughtseize. Because
Yes.
there's tons of options, and he's basically forcing Matthew to take the correct card. Now, it looks like Matthew is going to go for the 6-drop Scuttling Doom Engine just because that card is so dangerous.
Looks like a Juggernaut.
That is a Juggernaut. I can respect the 5/3 beater.
Yeah. Looks like he also got 2 Shrapnel Blasts in hand. And no land again.
No, still missing the land. There is a Xenagos, and so there Matthew now has found his pressure.
Yep.
That is a Juggernaut. I can respect the 5/3 beater. Yeah, and I think Gerry kept this on the premise of if I draw one more land, I get the Ensoul Artifact Ornithopter opening again.
Yes.
Still missing the land. There is a Xenagos, and so there. Here, man. We can hear what the players are saying in there, and then you hear Matthew. He's just like, you can block with that Ornithopter, and Jerry's like, no,
Yeah,
not falling for that one.
Scryland is not the best thing to be looking at right now.
I mean, it's a little bit awkward, but it's better than no land at all.
Yeah, that's very true. But he can get to up to a pretty explosive start if he drops that Generator Serpent instead of that Ensoul Artifact.
Yes, but do you think that he will see the benefit in that? Do you think he will know that
Maybe not.
that playing the Generator Serpent might actually work out better for him here?
We all know that the Ornithopter keeps flying when it's Ensouled.
It does, absolutely.
So he might go for the 5 instead.
It's certainly possible. I mean, the only reason that I wouldn't like that play is that it runs right into a removal spell, and Matthew is just hoping to 2 for 1. Now, Matthew has a Golgari Charm in his hand, which doesn't remove the creature, but it removes the Ensoul Artifact.
It does. I believe he's also sitting on another kill spell, a Dreadbore in
Yeah,
hand.
no, you're absolutely right. That is a Dreadbore at the on the far right of his hand
even
there.
though that's sorcery speed, so Gerry will get in for 5 if he does go the Ensoul Artifact route.
He will. That's assuming that Matthew doesn't leave open Golgari Charm mana. Because he will.
It looks like he never tapped his land yet.
No,
wait,
actually, he used the Xenagos
plus
plus.
Xenagos, so yes, he is sitting on that mana.
Yeah. So heads up play there, and realizing that he does have to keep some mana open. Do you think he's just gonna? It looks like he's just gonna Dreadbore here, and this is kind of interesting. I don't love it or hate it.
The Thoughtseize earlier did see the Ensoul Artifact.
Exactly,
and
he
now
has
he is
the
sitting on
information.
that second land. However, it also saw the Generator Serpent. Now, Generator Serpent is a 2/1.
Generator Servant is a 2/1. It will die to this Golgari Charm if Matthew decides to pull the trigger.
Yes.
And I think Matthew's actually trying to bait Gerry into doing that here. He's trying to make the Ensoul Artifact as useless as possible and trying to pull him into the Generator Servant play.
Yep. But I think he is going to go. Yep, he is going to play right into this.
Yeah, so there's the Generator Servant. Matthew decides not to pull the trigger on end step.
Well, he did not have the mana.
Well, he had the carried it.
Oh yeah, he did. Now, will he just go for the trigger immediately? Because if we remember correctly, if he decides to swing after, he will only be swinging for 2 instead of 4.
Yeah, that depends on the ordering. He can sequence it so that he Golgari Charms first and then makes the Satyr, so it'll be an attack for 3 total.
Yes.
4 from the Courser.
It looks like he is going to 0 Xenagos.
Yeah, he is Satyring. So I'm assuming that means he's not planning to Golgari Charm this yet. So here's an attack for. Okay, he's going to attack first, and then do it. Okay, I like this play.
Yeah, this play
this definitely optimizes damage.
Yeah.
Because like I was thinking along the lines of like just get the creature out and beat in. But to be fair, what are the odds that Gerry blocks there?
No.
And now here, though, might be a bit of a problem. Darksteel Citadel drawn for Gerry. He still has that Ensoul Artifact, and Golgari Charm just got used.
Yeah.
So
and
that
we
can
know
be
that
dangerous.
there is a Read the Bones on the top of Matthew's library
Yeah.
because of the Corset.
Yes.
So he could just go for a massive 5/5, very hard to deal with blocker.
Very easily could, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
Now he can't.
And you see, he's very smart there to just remember to leave the Darksteel Citadel open.
Well, he did lay it this turn, so it does have summon sickness.
It does have Summoning Sickness, but being an untapped blocker it can be relevant, but it looks like he's going to spend it anyway. And
For another...
I don't actually think that this is a legal play to make, is it? Once the Darksteel Citadel becomes a creature, doesn't it have Summoning Sickness and no longer taps for mana that turn?
I think we'd have to get a judge call on that.
I think so. I'll go confirm. Just 1 second.
Yes. Please bear with us for a second. We are going to have a quick... Yep.
Darksteel Citadel becomes a creature, doesn't it have Summoning Sickness and no longer taps for mana that turn?
I think we'd have to get a judge call on that.
I think so. I'll go confirm. Just 1 second.
Yes. Please bear with us for a second. We are going to have a quick... Yep. So now that little now that is cleared up, just to clarify with everyone else, when you ensoul a Darksteel Citadel, you cannot tap it for mana in the same turn if it was played that turn.
Okay, so our ruling was our assumption was correct.
Yes.
On the ruling, so that has been fixed. It was just a simple rewind.
Yeah.
And so now now Gerry, of course, is aware of this interaction because he didn't know about that before. But that's why we do this tournament, and this is why we stream it as well.
Yes. This is why
for the benefit of the younger players.
Yep. And when younger players are tuning in because they can't make it today, they don't miss anything important like this.
Exactly. So like you have to learn these interactions somehow, and the easiest way to learn them is by making mistakes like this because
yes.
I mean I know from personal experience that if you make a mistake like that, you're never doing it again.
No. Especially on camera.
Yeah, well, it's like the camera will help because now Gerry, when he goes home, if the VOD is still saved, because Twitch has been doing all kinds of weird things with VODs lately.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that.
But if Gerry goes home and watches the VOD, he'll rewatch this match. He'll see this mistake. He's been informed of it by myself and Larry.
Yep.
But now he'll know for the future. He'll go back and see it, and he'll review it and say, okay, so he'll start thinking, how could I have played the turn differently?
Exactly.
And it'll help him improve, and that's the whole point.
That is the whole point. A Storm Breath for the play, followed by a swing for... It was 8, but Gerry chose to block one of the satyrs with the Ensoul Darksteel.
As you would.
Yep. And it looks like he cannot see a win here.
No. So, I'm not sure what Matthew showed him there. I think it was a Putrefy.
Yeah, it was. It was a Putrefy.
Doesn't do anything to the Citadel, but it does if he was planning to generate a servant something. Either way, I'm pretty sure that Matthew had enough pressure on board that Gerry was not coming back.
No, he had enough mana to monstrous at Storm Breath, and Gerry was sitting on a full grip, so...
Yeah, so he was just stone dead.
Yeah. He was just on board dead.
Stormbreath Dragon's a good card.
Extremely good card. And we are going to see it a lot.
Mm-hmm. We have a question for Logan if you were playing board games tonight.
I'm not entirely sure. I think I might stick around down here yet. So, yeah, I'm probably going to stick around.
Cool. I came down this morning with the intent of trying Destiny out. And I actually did, and the game is awesome.
It is. I picked it up for PS4, and I gotta say, I have not regretted that decision at all.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
It is truly a great game. Thank you for the smiley face. Apparently, I am staying down here for board games now because I have a smiley face on the feed.
Yeah, you're locked now. That's it.
Yeah, apparently so.
You're done.
Funny thing, I only came down here to sign up for the pre-releases today,
Yeah.
and now I'm down here.
Yeah, like you
commentating.
said, you came down to sign up for pre-releases. I came down to try out Destiny, and here we are.
Yep.
We must really enjoy doing this, eh?
Well, you know what they say: when you do something you love. And apparently, I demand.
I came down to try out Destiny, and here we are. We must really enjoy doing this, eh?
Why is it that whenever we have a match under camera, everyone seems to finish up before them?
That's a good thing and a bad thing.
It really is.
It's a good thing because that means that we're getting a lot of magic out of our feature match.
That's very true.
I mean, you guys had control under their game round 1, so that went pretty long.
It did. Looks like a very land-heavy hand for Gerry this time around.
Gerry has, I see the
Gerry.
Juggernaut at the back. It looks like he has at least
Six
five
land.
5 or 6 mana, yeah, so
He's
he
going
is going to
back.
ship it. Now, I see multiple Caryatids in hand for Matthew. How many land does he have?
Looks like
He has one, maybe two.
2 or 3 Caryatids, a Veraska, a Dreadbore. He's looking at a very light land hand. But he looks like he's going to keep it and pray. By the looks
It
of
looks like that's exactly what he's doing. He's keeping it and saying, please, deck, don't fail me now.
I'm just going to change this right quick.
Yes. Just update our records. It is now 1 game apiece. Matthew got Nutter Butters out game 1.
Yeah, Matthew got destroyed game 1 before he could even get set up. And as we know, the John Walker's match, he is a mid-range deck.
John Walker's is on the slower end of mid-range.
Yeah.
It's definitely... Honestly, it borders control for the way that the deck plays. It's just a deck that is jam-packed with removal and wins with Planeswalkers.
Yeah. But is that artifacts? Now, that is on the quicker end. Like, that is on the more speedier end
Gerry's
of mid.
fast draws, like we saw in game 1, are going to be very hard for Matthew to stop, just simply
Yeah.
because he has no efficient way to get Doom Engine off the board without taking a blast from it. And he also has difficulty dealing with the whole Darksteel Citadel play, which happens more often than you would think.
Oh, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Like, the only way for him to legitimately deal with that is if he Golgari Charms.
Yep.
So what's Gerry looking at here now? So we're
Looks like he got Aeronaut, which is the...
So we're gonna start with a tempo. He's got the generator. It looks like he has 2 generator servants.
he
Oh
got
my
2
god.
generators, no artifacts, but he got the blue wizard that gets flying as long as you control an artifact in his hand. So
Oh yes, yeah, the new one from
The Aeronaut.
M15.
Yeah, the Aeronaut.
Right.
Now, I did notice earlier when Gerry was playing that he does not run any Chief Engineers.
Okay.
So the only way to profitably cheat out the Scuttling Doom Engine and the Juggernauts is by Generator Servant.
Okay, it looks like we are gonna see Generator Servant come down here,
Yep.
and
Looks like
here
a
comes
follow-up
Caryatid.
Caryatid.
So Matthew got the land he needed.
I guess when you pray, sometimes you get answered.
Yep. It looks like Matthew has a Slaughter Games in his hand.
I believe that was a Slaughter Games.
So what are you looking today with Slaughter Games in this against this deck? Doom Engine?
Yeah, I think Doom Engine would be a play. I mean, the only things that Matthew has seen, even with that Dotsies, was the only big beater's problem was the Scuttling Doom Engine and the Juggernaut.
Yep.
So
Oh well,
when you-
here is double a Generator Servant. Oh boy.
Yeah. Now, will he pull the trigger on the Slaughter Games? And it looks like he's
Looks
going
like
to.
he is going to do just that. Oh boy. What did he name?
Well, we'll soon know. Oh, that
That
is
is a soul of
Phyrexia.
Phyrexia. Oh my god.
That is going
Did he
to
name
get...
Aetherling?
I think he did.
I could have sworn I heard him say Aetherling, and then Gerry was like, okay, well, that is not in my deck.
Well, you never know. He could be being cautious about this.
I mean, Aetherling is a really, really difficult card for this deck to deal with.
It is. However, if he named it, I think it's going to be a whiff.
Oh, he named the Doom Engine.
Engines.
Okay. Never mind. I mean, Aetherling is a really, really difficult card for this deck to deal with.
It is. However, if he named it, I think it's going to be a whiff.
Oh, he named
So,
Okay. Never
only
mind.
2.
2 Doom Engines. So, no more Doom Engines coming for Gerry, but fortunately for him, he has the other very large artifact in his hand.
Yep.
And I imagine we're going to see that dropped pretty promptly.
No word of a lie. He's going to either pull the trigger on that now and give it haste to beat in for 6, or...
Which is a play that I like. Oh wait, is he sacking both?
Yep, he is sacking both.
That's interesting. Oh wait, no, he's also planning to use the Ensoul artifact on Darksteel Citadel this turn.
Yeah, he...
Which is a play that I like.
Yep.
Yep.
He's
So
going
he
to
is going to
install
do just
artifact.
that. And you see here now he's got the sequencing of tapping the mana correct this time.
Yes, he does.
So again, see, he learned. So that's very good.
Yep. You always got to appreciate new players coming down here. Looks like a Dreadbore was the draw. No,
He's had that Dreadbore in hand now for a little while, I think.
I think the Urborg was the draw then.
Yeah, so it looks like we're just going to see the Dreadbore fired off on this...
Soul.
on the Soul of New Phyrexia, which is necessary. That thing is a big deal.
No red source, so he has to tap down his only blocker.
Yep.
And
it looks like we're going to see another Caryatid. And you see Matthew there, a little bit of a mistap. Should probably have used the Urborg or one of those other lands to cast the Dreadbore so he wouldn't have to take this damage.
Very true.
And I think we're just going to see Generator Servant number 3 now. That's dangerous.
Very.
And you see chumps off the Sylvan Caryatid here, needs to try and preserve his life total a little bit.
He does.
Now, he does have Vraska in his hand, so are we going to see Vraska destroying the Ensoul artifact, do you think?
I think so, especially with okay, so we got a red mana.
He does have a red mana now, and here we are going to see Vraska. It looks like the players are confirming where the Doom Engines are. They are in exile, of course.
Yes.
This deck has been known to play Trading Post sometimes, so exile versus graveyard can be relevant.
Yes.
So you see Gerry taking a look at Vraska. Vraska right now reads, "Get out of here, Ensoul artifact."
Yeah, Vraska says very clearly, -3 nuke and soul artifact right now.
Yep. Is there any world that he goes after Generator Servant? I don't think so.
If he thought he's the turn before and saw a another Soul of New Phyrexia, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
But there is no world where...
It looks like the players are discussing the interaction on the Darksteel Citadel and Vraska. Now, of course, if he's targeting the Ensoul artifact, that is not indestructible. Only the land is.
Very true. I
So
think
you see
they
the players
resolved this
yeah.
promptly.
They have confirmed this. And so it looks like Gerry is going to take a draw. Does he have another fatty to power out? I don't believe he does.
No, I think that last card is the Aeronaut.
I think you're correct. So here we're going to see an attack for 2, killing Vraska.
Yeah, which is probably the safest play you could make right now.
Absolutely. You can't let that thing stick around.
No.
Very good draw for Matthew there in Abrupt Decay.
Yeah.
And he has a second copy of Vraska in hand anyway.
Very true.
So things are going pretty downhill for our artifacts deck here. Absolutely. You can't let that thing stick around.
No.
Very good draw for Matthew there in Abrupt Decay. He has a second copy of Vraska in hand. Things are going pretty downhill for our artifacts deck here.
Looks like that copy of Vraska is going to come down.
Yeah, so he's just going to get that into play.
And that's going to start ticking up.
Are we going to see a Vraska ultimate here?
I know that he did do it last game. When he was sitting at table 1 last round, he did ult Vraska.
That would be excellent to see.
I would love to see that on the camera. And yes, RIP.
I hope he has the real assassin tokens. If he doesn't, I might have to hook him up.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to hook him up.
I'm going to dig to make sure I find those just in case. But if we get a Vraska ultimate on camera, we will see 3 assassins.
Looks like he's going to lightning bolt to Vraska to bring her to 3.
Okay, so...
However, unless he draws an insult artifact to put on that Ornithopter, we are not going to see anyone get out. And that's an abrupt decay for draw for Matthew. So...
Assassins have been found.
Awesome.
Just in case.
And he's going to get that generator servant off the field.
Deciding to get rid of that before it becomes a bigger threat. With haste.
Yes. Looks like read the bones, scry 2, and then draw 2. I'm not sure what he shipped to bottom. I think it was Mizium and something else.
I think there might have been a land there as well. I didn't quite catch which one, but that would make sense. And I believe he drew a land in either a land in a Dreadbore or a Thoughtseize in a Dreadbore.
I think it's a Thoughtseize in a Dreadbore.
So, Thoughtseize, not that great right now.
No.
Considering Gerry is empty-handed.
Yep. Vraska's going to tick up. So that's the worst thing about Vraska, though. Her tick up is just, I want to lose a creature to this.
Yeah, exactly. And looks like Gerry flooding out a little bit here.
Yeah, which is not what you want to do, especially staring down at Vraska.
No. I mean, I know all about flooding out with the Junt Walker's deck, too, which Matthew seems to be doing. I mean, the finals of the charity tournament that you and Lansdale did commentary on, I believe.
You flooded
I mean,
out hard.
how many lands did I draw in that last game? It was
you drew
like
most, I believe.
16 or something?
16 or 17, and by the end of it, you were just shipping them to the bottom with scries.
The funny thing is that if that wasn't happening, though, I was probably dead.
Yeah. Very true.
So it worked out, but...
That is a Garrick Apex Predator.
Oh, boy.
And I'm...
Matthew has found a win condition, so...
Yeah. I think he's going to take him up to create a beast. Looks like he's looking for his beast. Please tell me he has the right beasts. Please, please have the right beast. Yep,
there we go. Good job,
Got worried.
Matthew.
Got worried.
Good job.
So now he's staring down 2 Planeswalkers. Both of them alt at 7, I believe. Is that right?
Garrick is at 8.
Yeah, Garrick is at 8.
So Vraska is at 7.
Yes, but looking at 2 with 6 loyalty each.
Alright, so we got a Scry land here for Gerry. So he is going to say, no, I don't want that. And that is an Ensoul artifact. Alright, so he's got something going on. So where's he putting that? He's putting it on the evasive creature. Maybe try to get into the Planeswalker. It looks like he's just going face.
Yeah. I think at this point he's just going to go face.
And unfortunately, I think this means that we're not going to get to see a Vraska ultimate, because he's probably just going to kill the Ensoul artifact with it.
Well, you could two for one them, right?
You could do Garrick.
Yeah, you could hit Garrick and gain 5.
You could, yeah. Which is actually not unreasonable right now.
No. However, he is going to 2 for 1, I believe.
Yeah, so it's still going to be a 2 for 1, yeah, but he's going to do it with the Vraska. He's decided that he wants to win the game with Garrick Beast tokens, which is understandable.
Very. So Garrick has gone to 7, and Vraska is sitting at 3. We're going to have to yell at him for not trying to win the game with Vraska ult.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed.
Yep.
Come on, man. When you're in this kind of position, do it for the camera. Let us throw 3 assassins on the board just like Ego.
Yeah. Just. We're going to have to yell at him for not trying to win the game with Vraska ult.
Yeah, we'll send the ever-intimidating Mackenzie in there.
Yeah, the Sow Spouse. You're going to get saucy at him, aren't you?
Yeah, you got to give him some sass.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. See Pwn Moneybags knows.
Yep. Thank you, Pwn Moneybags.
Yeah, he agreed. Yeah, we have been agreed with.
Yep. We also got Mackenzie the Bouse saying that he agrees as well. So,
yeah. I mean, in the end, that's all that matters, right?
True story. Yeah, boy. Thank you,
there
Pwn
it is.
Moneybags, for just confirming everything here.
It's the way it goes, man. Just the way it goes. So, I mean, in the end, that's all.
Although the funny thing is that if he had both ults on the field, those assassin tokens are hitting either way.
Death Touch, Trample, yeah, they're getting.
Death Touch, Trample, 6/6.
Oh, and Soul Artifact on the Darksteel Citadel. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's a top deck.
Not dead yet. Gerry is not going down easy. Though, I think it's only a matter of time.
He's on a clock.
He is on quite a clock. Even with a indestructible blocker, the Garrick Ultimate will still be enough. Because we have to keep in mind that the interaction between Death Touch and Trample, even with an indestructible creature, you still only have to assign 1 point of damage to that creature.
Yep, so 5 is getting on. Well, in the Beast case, that's, what, they go to 8. So
They'd
7
be,
is going
8,
over.
8, so it would be 7. I would laugh.
I would probably be rolling on the floor laughing.
25, I believe, is the
Yep.
final
25,
number. We'll
I believe.
get an
We could get
official.
an exact count now in a second.
Miss Tevis, what was our final count? It was 25.
So it was 25 that came down today. Very good turnout.
Yeah, very, very good. Very pleased with that. I own cards or decks with that either at least I think 4, maybe 5 people here are playing today.
At least 5 people are here today playing one of your, at least some
of my cards or decks.
Your full deck.
I think I loaned 2 decks and a bunch of cards besides.
Yep. So Matthew continuing to make us mad by killing Vraska to get rid of that Soul Artifact. You see, the funny thing about the Insol Artifact Darksteel Citadel interaction is that you can continue to hit it with Garrick just to gain life.
You could, yeah.
Right?
You very much could.
It says on the card, destroy target creature, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. You can continually
it doesn't have to
gain
die.
5.
It doesn't have to die for you to gain a life.
Yeah, you can continually gain 5 and stem the tide of it.
You could very easily.
Right, and then you can create beasts when you get too low. Destroy target creature, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. You can continually
it doesn't have to
gain
die.
5.
It doesn't have to die. It's correct.
Yep. You can continually gain 5 and stem the tide of it. Apparently there will be some hair slapping.
Which will be followed by some maniacal laughter.
Maniacal? I'm just going to say laughing, just to like group it all together, because there's going to be maniacal, there's going to be laughing, and there's going to be...
Oh, did Garrick ult just happen?
Yes, it did.
Oh, he actually has the emblem, too.
Okay.
He doesn't have the custom emblem, though.
No.
I don't know if you saw the custom emblem.
I saw it. It looks ridiculous, and I need 8 of them.
It is a picture of Jace Bellerin with a kick me sign on his back.
Yes, it is. And like I said, I saw it, loved it, and I need 8 of them.
Yep. I immediately messaged Goober, who is my man for making me proxies, and I was like, I need a foil of this.
Yep.
And he was just like, why? And I was like, because reasons.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Pwn Moneybags. We all feel your pain.
Yeah, so Garrick emblem on you. Here's an attack. You're very dead.
Here's an attack for a very lot, and Rakdos return for 1.
Nah, he's gonna do it the
he's
showboat.
gonna overkill.
I wish there was a syncopate waiting in the wings. That would have been very funny.
Yeah.
But that is going to be game. Matthew Tobin, John Walkers will take down the Is It Artifact deck. Very innovative deck here from Gerry. Very cool to see.
Yep.
But John Walker has proved to be a little bit too much. And Matthew's going to take it down.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to head to a quick artifact deck. And when we come back from break, round number 3,